Hi, friends. Welcome in on this fine little Wednesday. First place feels nice, baby. First place feels nice.
Wouldn't know.
First place feels nice.
I stopped counting where the birds were 2 months ago.
You know, I thought they actually were going to have a decent little season.
They had that little spurt of like, oh, they're the best defensive team in baseball.
Yeah, I thought they were going to pull it around.
And it was like, well, if the bats come around, and then the pitching was horrendous. And
Whoa. Let's back this up for a moment here. I don't know if we can go right into this.
No, I'm just
stoked.
Yeah,
I'm just pumped.
I'm with you.
Brandman's always on me to be my energy up, so I'm just trying to stay up.
There you go.
First place, baby.
We up.
I'm real stoked about it.
You enjoyed that last night?
Dude.
Watching somebody's face explode.
Swag walks up to me. He was like, isn't that the most classic Guardians win ever? I was like, yeah, dude. Do you know how difficult it is to watch this team play baseball?
Somebody had to die.
Somebody died last night for us to win. I know. We're going to need David Fry in the playoffs, too.
You were like the Russia in World War II where, they send 3 guys out with 1 rifle and just, somebody dies, you pick it up.
Could we not sacrifice the one guy batting over 230? Could we maybe not do that?
Yeah, well.
Let Austin Hedges die on the sword. We got Bo Naylor. We're good.
God. See, how many wins do you guys have right now? You guys are at 85?
86? 85?
85. For comparison. God.
Dude, we're in first place, and we have a -9 run differential.
Dog.
We give up more runs than we score. How are you in first place?
You're 7 games ahead of the Cardinals.
What's their run differential?
-47.
See, that's about right.
Yeah. That's where you should be.
That's where we should be.
Where you should be.
But A, first place, feels great, baby.
You ready to cash that ticket?
I'm ready to cash that ticket, dude. If A called me and was like, we'll give you 50 right now, do you take it?
And how comfortable do you feel?
Well, I was having a conversation with my buddy last night, and especially as somebody that doesn't gamble, if I can cash in a ticket that I've been sitting on since March, that feels pretty good.
Oh, it does.
Like that $20, that $20 doesn't exist anymore.
No.
I didn't lose that $20. I didn't spend that $20. That $20 just does not exist.
And so now 20 turning into 50 is kind of nice.
I think I would ride it. I think I'm going to ride it.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
But if you said you took 50 or 55, like, so hilariously, I placed a rather sizable bet on a division winner in the NFL, and they were the only team that won in week 1 in their division, and the cash out was 75%.
Oh, wow.
And I went, yeah. Because otherwise I have to spend the next 17 weeks waiting for 25%. And I went, No, I'll take that. I'll take that right now.
No, that's good up front.
Yeah, I'm like, so you're telling me I got this in a week?
Yeah, that's like I put $100 on Cleveland to win the Central, and it's May, and they're like, we'll give you $50.
Yeah, and you're like,
or for 100, we'll give you $200.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
then I might, because the season could go anywhere after that. But this. We got 5 games left, man. I might ride it out.
You can call me a coward. I'm a cash out early guy if the number's right.
And that's
because me, it. Don't get me wrong. I like the drug of gambling, and like I'll do that in smaller denominations. But like if I have real money riding, like I've got units on the game, I'm doing math. That's all I'm doing. It's cold, calculated math.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's guaranteed. I mean, you are gambling to win money, correct?
Yes. Like, and people joke like, oh, I'm sure you're up. Like, I am up a lot in my lifetime gambling.
Yeah.
Yes,
I am probably even.
I have never left Vegas without a lot of money in my pocket.
I lost $120 in Vegas in like 30 minutes.
When I went to Summer League this past year.
Yeah.
I paid for my trip and then some.
Man, I'm not good at that.
Look, I'm not counting cards, but I'm kind of Rain Man-y. Just the maths.
Definitely an excellent driver.
Yeah.
Did you just say you're Dustin Hoffman at a card table?
I mean,
what? Answer the question.
You sit me down at a blackjack table, I'm gonna come out ahead. I've played blackjack for more than like a couple hands here. They're like sat down at a table for like 2+ hours, probably 45, 50 times in my life. I've never walked away from the table ahead.
Don't they say that blackjack is like the worst odds in your favor?
Mm-hmm.
Why does everybody love
well,
it so much?
well, roulette is the worst.
Well,
odds.
roulette, yeah, but that's obvious. That's so
Yeah.
random. So what is it about blackjack that we love so much?
It's pace.
It's pace, yeah. It moves, and counting to 21 is easy.
It's simple.
Yeah,
If I really want to make money, poker.
yeah.
That's what I'll do.
And all the good money's in craps too. But that's luck as well.
That's luck, and I've never.
That's the closest odds
Yeah.
I think you have to win
It's
money.
never
It's
been
like
my game.
51-49.
But I've seen guys go on like
Me too.
tens of thousands of dollars.
I don't even know how to play it. I tried to read about how to play it on my way to Vegas and couldn't figure it out and was like, yeah, I'm just not going to gamble.
Yeah. Going and watching somebody on a heater, like just being at the table and like hearing the roar.
Right here.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you ever want to see who you truly are, give you power
Give
and money. Yeah,
I don't think that's a good
power
thing
and
for
money,
me.
man. It's you want to find out what kind of a person you are. There you go. You'll find out real quick.
Yeah. I'm not into that.
I mean, it's a tough place to be. It's a tough place to be. It's a
Um,
tough place that for science, I'm willing to take on. I'm willing.
only
I'm
in the
willing.
interest of science.
Yeah, just for pure experimental purposes. If you want to give me millions of dollars and a bunch of influence and power, I will see what I can do.
Glad you're taking one for the team.
I mean-
you and David Fry are fallen soldiers today.
Right? I'm throwing myself on the sword and being like, look, I know this is something nobody else wants to do, but
The funny thing is, though, now millions of dollars really isn't that much money anymore.
well, let me find out. Let me find out. Because if I could start my day with a personal massage every day, like
if I didn't have to come here and hang out with you every day,
you know what I mean? Like people always like, if you had $1 billion, what would you do? And don't get me wrong, a nice house, all those kind of things, but like my day would start with like a live-in masseuse. I would start my day getting stretched out and like getting massaged and like unbreaking my body as much as humanly possible.
what would I do with $1 billion? Honestly, a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
I would do a lot of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And doing nothing is free. So
Yeah.
why don't I do that now?
Because you have to have the money to have the time. That's the thing.
That's lame.
Yeah.
Because I'm really good at doing nothing.
Right?
I'm great at doing nothing.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah, it does get boring though.
It does.
I know. That's why it's like, would you ask that question, would you quit your job if you won all this money? And it's like, I would.
Your immediate reaction was yes. Mine was like,
I would because
Probably not.
because like there's so much about this job that I love. Like this is the job I want to do for the rest of my life. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have similar jobs or middle
start
of the
my own
road or
competing radio company.
middle of the road or something you really hate. And if you hate your job, honk your horn. Beep beep.
Oh God, so many horns, so many horns.
But I think it's just that one day you get up and you're like, man, I don't feel like doing this today. And then you usually get fired.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I've jokingly said
Like this is a job. We're here every day. And we
Yes.
got to do this every day. And you got to bring it every day.
and I have said this since I've gotten this job. I've said it on the air. I don't even know how many times. I have not gotten up once and not wanted to come to work because of work. Now,
Truth.
Now because of like how I feel, like
Oh, yeah.
post surgery or stuff in my
I feel
life.
terrible today.
We all know. We can tell.
I did drink a little bit last
Oh
night.
no way!
I'm not hungover though. No, I got a weird stomach thing going on. I thought I was going to throw
because
up
of
last
the
night.
booze.
No, I thought I was going to throw
You've
up
got
last night.
ulcers.
No, I don't. I take medication for that. What, dude?
God.
Prescription strength. Industrial strength.
Fan text line. Give Danny power and money. I bet he's hunting humans on his private island within 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Eventually, it'll be just spears and bows and arrows, too. At first, it's going to be like automatic rifles.
No, come on. We'll keep it semi. We'll make it fair.
Okay, handguns only.
No. Long rifles, but bolt action only.
Bolt action only. I mean, they don't have bolt action,
No,
but
no,
you
no,
do.
I do. You know.
Oakley dokley. Well, we do got a great show lined up for you today on this Wednesday. Noah Eagle, the great Noah Eagle, will join us at 11:30 as we'll spend a lot of today kind of looking forward to the Ducks Penn State day. We have Tyson Alger on at 10:30 as we always do for a half hour. And Wednesdays kind of end up being our day to preview whatever the Ducks got going on this weekend. We'll let the other boys take care of that throughout the rest of the week, and we'll definitely check in on it come Friday as well. So if you're a Ducks fan, you want to hear about that, get into it now. This weird Blazers situation that just kind of popped up on our radars today. We'll get to that in the 11 o'clock hour. And obviously, my quarterback, now not my quarterback, having surgery is the big news of the day. But we'll start with a slight little peek at Penn State, Oregon, as Danny and I kind of teased it yesterday and had a little convo with the brand man today about it. How will this happen, and would it shock you? 105.1 The Fan. 10:17 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it, baby. We are live. First place live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326. I do not want to be a
I was saying, does that make your tummy curl?
No. Again, I think it's a food thing in me. I tried to eat a croissant this morning to use like the like breadish to soak up whatever's in my stomach. I don't know. It's just being funky. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line.
I like how you say croissant.
Croissant.
Look, you didn't say croissant. You just went croissant.
Croissant.
You snuck it in there.
Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. There's also the YouTube chat, youtube.com/1051thefan, where you can hang out with us. We're always having a wild time in there. A lot to get to today, but one thing that I do kind of love about having Tyson on Wednesdays and not having him Thursday or Friday is I feel like it gives us the chance to give our terrible hot takes on what's going to happen with the Ducks.
Hey!
Beat you to it, everybody.
I have what I want to happen.
Are you willing to share this? Because you've talked to me about this.
I want Penn State to go and throttle Oregon because it would make me laugh. I would chuckle all the way home. I think Oregon's going to beat the crap out of Penn State.
I actually think so too. I was talking. Brandman came in.
I don't believe
he goes down to Eugene on Tuesdays to do some of his sideline duty rep stuff, and I was asking him just, hey, how was Eugene? I mean, more from like a friend to friend. Like, how was Eugene? He goes, oh, good trip. Blah 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 blah. And I go, how they look? He goes, ooh, they look ready.
Yeah,
and that's like the big difference here. I firmly. There's a lot of aspects. Dante Moore versus Drew Aller, okay? That Penn State's defense is going to be nasty. Mm-hmm. That defense versus Oregon's defense. Which offense can move on the defense? Blah, 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 blah.
As great as Oregon's running backs are, Penn State on paper has better running backs. On paper.
The question for me, this whole game for me, boils down to James Franklin versus Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
And...
Well, to an extent, yes, but to me it's Aller and Moore. And while Moore is untested, quote unquote, Aller has failed a lot of tests.
And James Franklin has failed a lot of tests. Now, Drew Lanning has some bad hiccups.
Look, people
Dan Lanning has some bad pickups.
The Ohio State game notwithstanding, what big matchup has he won?
That's a great question.
And again, this is not a shot at Lanning.
I know.
Think Lanning is phenomenal.
I know, but it's two bad losses to UW. It's a really bad loss to Georgia.
3?
Oh, it is 3.
3.
And it's that one bad one to Georgia.
And then it's Ohio State.
But there's something about Lanning. Lanning is on a trajectory, though, to be...
So was Franklin.
Exactly. So was Franklin. Mm-hmm. Like, I already know this story.
Remember Missouri, James Franklin to Penn State? Right. It was like, and then it's... he can't.
We had this conversation with Danny Cannell yesterday about tell me the last 20 minutes of the movie with Dabo Swinney. Mm-hmm. I know the last 20 minutes of James Franklin. No. I mean, we've talked about it at length that outside of Dabo getting a third title this year, James Franklin gets the most credit with a title this year.
Yes. I mean, Lanning would certainly ascend, but Franklin would be like...
It'd be like, finally, you did it. And that's the thing. Like, I know some Ducks fans are like ready and waiting for Lanning to really make that push. But I'll tell you what, if Lanning has this thing going like it's going now and they don't win a title in the next 3-4 years, I'm not freaking out. But the clock is on for James Franklin. I think the clock is seriously on for him and has been for a while. After Gundy gets fired, you look at that list of the top tenured coaches on there, James Franklin's on that list. And I know it took a little bit. Penn State had some ups and downs. We're not always competing at this level, but this is 2 years in a row now, man. And this is big boy Big Ten, where it's the top of the Big Ten and then the rest kind of falls off. And you've lived in that world for 2 years now, deservedly. When are you going to pay off? Lanning has a leash. I don't know how much of a leash Franklin has.
I'm 100% there with you. And again, there's probably some Duck fans doing. You're just saying that. No.
Oh, they beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship. I'm reminded that on the text line. I forgot about that. Yep. That's a big win.
That arguably Lanning's biggest win.
Mm-hmm. Well, outside of Ohio State.
Well, I mean, with the most on the table.
Yes,
it's a Big Ten conference title, right? And that's the thing is Lanning at least has the one now. He got that off his back because the UW one was
he did have a UW problem. Well, he kind of had a Caleb DeBoer problem. It felt like
Michael Penix problem.
Yeah, Michael Penix too.
That's really what it was. But Lanning's ascending. where I don't know if Franklin's. It's kind of funny we're talking about Franklin like plateauing, but the plateau is really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many programs in the country wouldn't want James Franklin as their coach?
Oh,
5, 6?
Oh, a top quarterback, and you're back to like Penn State of the 90s where you're throwing dudes into the NFL on defense?
And they still are.
Yeah. I mean, they got guys on that team they think are better than Abdul Carter.
Denai Sutton is a
Sutton, they think he's better
monster.
than Abdul Carter. Like, are you kidding me?
No.
My voice does that when I say it.
I mean, they're a really good team. They've got a great offensive line. They've got a great running back room. Again, Aller could be a very good college quarterback. I do not buy him in the NFL one bit.
Oh, no, not at all.
If you were telling me like I have $1,000 to invest in NFL stock on Drew Aller or Dante Moore, I'm not like world beater on Dante Moore, but he has already made more throws where I went, oh, than I've ever seen Drew Aller make where I went, whoa. Normally when Drew Aller makes a big throw, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, I think I heard Dirt say it on the show this morning. His longest pass this year is 42 yards.
Aller?
Yeah. But I don't know if that's – I'd have to look at the tape and see, is that
they played nobody.
42 yards in the air, or is that like an 18-yard pass that a dude broke for another 20?
Like I said, the throw that Moore had this weekend to Malik Benson on the sideline, the ball just jumped out of his hand, and I went, that's an NFL throw.
And that's where it comes down to this. I think the Drew Aller point is super, super valid. I think Oregon – these defenses are both nasty, and
they're probably 2 of the 3 or 5 best defenses.
2 of the best,
country.
2 of the top 5 for sure.
If you want to put a top 4 together, Oregon, Penn State, Miami, LSU,
Ohio State,
or Florida,
maybe Texas. Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's the group.
That's
like
up there.
You're in that group, which
it's a good group to be in.
Good group to be in.
Yeah, real nice place to be in. I think this Oregon offense, to your point about Drew Aller, and I'll take it a step in a different direction, because I'm with you. I'm not a big Drew Aller guy. I think you're probably down on him more than I am, but I'm not really up on him. I just think this Oregon offense can operate in many different ways. They're going to be able to throw so much different stuff, and it's not just the 10 guys that can carry the ball. It's just looks, size, speed. Whether it's Kenyon Sadiq or Moore on the outside, like those are 2 different passing options. You've got these different backs. Moore can run if he needs to. I think that will be too much for him, and that's why I'll take Oregon in this game. Not to just even cover the spread. I'll take them outright, money line, the whole shebang. And I don't even gamble.
You're taking the 3.5?
For sure, dude. I think Oregon's going to win this game. I think Oregon wins this game by like 10.
We get the jersey reveal today, right?
Oh, I don't know. Do they do that on Wednesdays?
It's Wednesdays.
Wednesday jersey.
I don't know if they move this one around.
Look, man, as somebody who used to live in a conference against these dudes all the time, let me tell you how much I could care less about jersey reveal. It just makes me so angry. Well, as a little brother school, I'm just like, man, screw you guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're doing something cool for.
I'm sure they are. But they're wearing white because Oregon's coming to town in Penn State, right?
Well, Penn State wears the white pants with the blue jersey.
I know. We were having this conversation on the YouTube chat yesterday. It pisses me off that they're like, all y'all wear white. We're going to wear blue.
Yeah, it's like,
but you guys wear white.
Why aren't you
I don't
wearing,
like that.
It's like, wear the white.
I don't like that.
I know you're the home team, but wear the white.
Yep, I know the blue is home, but you can't. This
you can't
is
have a
rules
white out.
for me and not for these.
No, this is a white out. Like, if you're going to white out, then you go white.
Yeah, I think they go white.
I mean, Oregon, what are they going to do?
I think they do white, and Oregon does that bright old school green. Would be dope on TV under the lights.
White jersey, green pants.
I don't know. They'll probably do like they'll probably do the silver tip wing thing.
They can't have a white helmet.
Can't have a white helmet
because Penn State's wearing a white helmet, and they can't have white pants because Penn State's wearing the white pants. So how they split this up is going to be interesting.
White top, light green pants, light green helmet. They should do the old duck, the Donald Duck.
Yeah, no, it's a good look. It's a good look. I'm interested to see just kind of what the clash is going to be. You know, for big matchups, I always love good jersey matchups.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask Noah Eagle. That's the first question I'm going to ask him. How do you take in the atmosphere while still doing your job?
Yeah,
because I feel like I would just be like, wow.
So, yeah, because the
Patrick Harris here on the call. And
yeah,
wow.
Because Beaver Stadium's under construction, so it's not 100,000 right now. It's like 80,000.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. Hold on. What's it at? Beaver Stadium. Current capacity. Yeah, I know they changed something about it. It's temporarily. It's temporarily reduced to 106,000. My bad. My bad.
Somebody telling me they're doing combat duck. Is that what this is? The old Demaryius Thomas kind of days.
I again, I haven't seen the release yet, so I don't know. I just searched for it, couldn't find it. So I think it's supposed to come out here in a little bit.
Well, it'll be real fun. We'll bring in Tyson Alger next, and we'll chat with him. We'll clean up a little bit from the Civil War with him. Just takeaways from the game, the future of the rivalry, and that kind of stuff, and then we'll get into his thoughts on Penn State and the game of the week. We'll get to all that next, but first, there's Rust with Sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the Mariners have clinched a postseason berth for the first time since 2022. Their magic number to win the AL West is now 1. So all they need is a win over the Rockies tonight or an Astros loss to the A's. Luis Castillo starting for Seattle. Tanner Gordon for Colorado. It's a 6:40 first pitch on Root Sports. Got some playoff chase baseball this afternoon on 910 ESPN Portland. The AL East leading Blue Jays hosting the Red Sox. Max Scherzer on the bump for Toronto. Garrett Crochet for Boston. 4:07 first pitch. Coverage over on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 3:30. In the NFL, Giants head coach Brian Daboll announced rookie quarterback Jackson Dart will be the starter for the rest of the season. And among the 128 modern era nominees for this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class are 13 first-time players. Among them, quarterbacks Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers, wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald, tight ends Greg Olson and Jason Witten, and running backs Frank Gore and LaShawn McCoy. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday morning 6 to 10 a.m. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, he joins us every single Wednesday for a half hour. Kindly lends his time to us. He is Tyson Alger, Lookout Springfield, Eugene, and the I-5 corridor. Tyson, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. I'm over here laughing at my own jokes, so maybe it's going to be a good day. I don't know.
There's worse starts, you know.
We'll start on a little cleanup duty from the Civil War. Anything really to take away from that in your world?
Not a ton. I mean, it was nice to see a 7-7 ball game at the end of the first quarter. I guess if you were looking for some sort of competitive football game there, but I think ultimately, after like the 50 rushing yards Oregon State had in the first half, or in the first quarter, they had like 20 the rest of the way. So if you wanted to be concerned about anything from Oregon's perspective, maybe you look at that second drive Oregon State had where it was 13 plays, 60 some odd yards, and they really controlled the ball. But after that, things got back to business as usual, and Oregon looked pretty dominant, and they look ready heading into Penn State this weekend.
As you said, it's Penn State. We're finally here. Both teams are finally playing somebody for the first time this season. Set the table for us. We're doing this all week because it's such a big game, not only for Oregon, but for maybe it's one of the biggest games in the country this week. That although we have a ton of them now, this slate is absolutely juiced, but this looks like it's going to set the table for what could end up being a Big 10 championship for either Oregon or Penn State, or at least an appearance in that game. Just with the way things are kind of structuring up, you've got Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, and Indiana throwing their hat in the ring. What are you looking for in this game, as neither of these teams have really been tested yet?
Yeah, that's kind of the funny thing about this game is we've been for weeks now saying Oregon's looked really good, but they haven't played anybody. But Penn State's essentially gone through the same thing. No disrespect to Villanova and Nevada and that mighty bye week that they just played. But, the one kind of differentiating factor between these two teams is, Penn State has a veteran quarterback in Drew Aller. They have two very veteran running backs coming back, and one of them's averaging 8 yards per carry. So this is, two teams that haven't been quite tested yet, but Oregon, we just haven't seen these specific guys, whether it be Dante Moore, DeCorian Moore, some of the guys on defense play not only an opponent of this level, but play in the atmosphere of this level. Primetime game in State College game days in town, wide out, that's as tough as James' 12th year with Penn State. They've gotten close a few times, but boy, you talk about a program that kind of positioned itself to be, we're going to finally get out of Ohio State and Michigan shadow, and then Oregon comes into the conference, and it's just another top-level team they have to deal with. This is a big game. This is a big season for James Franklin, just because you don't really have any excuses, and the schedule plays out for you this year as well. So yeah, they might be playing a little bit more desperate. They might be playing a little bit more aggressive, but I think that's probably what. If you're a road team like the Ducks going into a game like this, you want a home team that's maybe playing a little bit out of their shoes. You want them playing and treating this game a little bit differently, because I think Oregon's going to try to be as straightforward as they can in this game and try to cut down on turnovers, do the whole take it one rep at a time, all those sorts of cliches. So if Penn State's getting a little too up for this home game, maybe that throws a little variance into how they play. But yeah, I think this is a massive game. I think this, if Penn State wins, it's going to be one of the first times that they're kind of in the front runner position, and it should be national title expectations for them. And for Oregon, yeah, it's a big game for them. I think a lot of this season is still a little bit of not bonus, but it's just, we didn't know what the expectation should be for this team coming into this year. So yeah, I do think there's more pressure on Penn State coming into this game.
With that pressure, I want to come at this from the other side, typically, because we're here in Oregon, and this is the Oregon fan base. We want to know where's Oregon strongest? Where do they have the advantage? Where does Penn State have the advantage in this game?
I think their rushing attack is incredibly sound. It's not only two guys that can do it, but they're varied in size. They're both experienced. if you look back at that Big Ten title game last year, I think they rushed for 297 yards, and it was one of those things where I was like, ooh, like that looks rough, but the Ducks won the game. Let's move on to Ohio State. It was kind of easy to brush off, but then as you saw in that Ohio State game, Oregon's defense was susceptible to be beaten just about everywhere. And so coming into this year, obviously we talked a lot more about the offense just because that's kind of where some of the highlight players are. But this is a defense that when Northwestern was able to string together some plays or some drives together, they were able to run it up the middle. When Oregon State was able to string together some drives and some plays, they were able to run it up the middle. And so I think Penn State's kind of looking at that and being like, this was the recipe for success last game. We just didn't score enough points to, we didn't limit the Ducks to enough points to beat them. But I think they're looking at that tape and going, this is probably the recipe again this season.
We were talking earlier that, Oregon and Penn State probably have 2 of the top 5, definitely top 10 defenses in the country. And I maybe body-wise, personnel-wise, I might like the Penn State defense a little bit better. But do you see the dynamic ability of this offense and how many different hats it's wearing, how many different schemes Will Stein puts out there? Do you see that being a super challenge for Penn State because whether it's fast more on the outside or big man Sadiq or the 50 guys we got running the football, will that catch them off guard, or is that D-line just that sound that it'll absorb it?
I mean, it's going to be a huge challenge, especially, this is going to be the first test for Oregon's rebuild offensive line, which has played fantastic through the season's first 3 or 4 weeks. I think they allowed their first sack of the season last week, which compared to a year before, I think Dylan Gabriel was taken down 8 or 9 times in the first 2 weeks of the year. So the line is ahead of where it was last year. But the thing I really do like about Oregon's offense is, there's not really like one specific guy to shut down. They've been spreading it out to all the receivers. I think 10 guys caught passes last game, but you have 2 very bona fide guys where if you need them to go make a play, like they can go do it, whether it be Sadiq, get him the ball in space and tell him to go beat a guy. He's going to win just about every one-on-one matchup. But the other thing I've been really impressed with is, DeCorian Moore, I thought he was going to come in and be a little bit more of like a Tez Johnson slasher burner sort of guy. But as a downfield threat, he's so good at adjusting midair and being able to position his body to catch some of those balls. And Dante Moore also throws a really, really nice back shoulder pass. So, some of the high level stuff that you need to see to probably win a game like this, the Ducks have been pretty good at when they've had to take those chances. But I've also just been really impressed with their ability to take the simple things and to take advantage of what the defense is giving them. Obviously, this is a game where you're probably not going to be given quite as much as you were the first month of the season, but I like the ways in which Oregon's offense can attack.
We'll take a little break and we'll come back. We'll keep Tyson with us as we finish looking at the rest of how this Penn State-Oregon game will play out. And we'll tell you what we think, and I'll be fascinated to hear what you think. He's Tyson Alger, the I-5 corridor. Look out, Eugene, Springfield. Sticking with us right here, Portland Sports Leader 105.1 The Fan. As he does every single Wednesday from 10:30 to 11. 2 seggies. We get him for 2 seggies. He is Tyson Alger. The I-5 corridor. Look out, Eugene Springfield. Still with us on the line.
Tyson, we were talking about this before you came on, and it feels like it's so long ago that James Franklin was the ascending head coach, and now he's kind of plateaued. We kind of answered this a little bit, but I wonder if you look at this kind of the same trajectory, like in the sense of like we were talking about Monday night's football game, the Ravens and the Lions, like if somebody loses, who does it mean more for? If Franklin loses this game, another kind of big matchup, it's a rematch of the Big Ten. Is this a more punishing loss than it could be a potential win for Lanning?
Oh, that's a good question.
I get one every now and then.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think so because I think if Oregon goes into this game and let's say they play well, but they come away with like a loss, I think you come back to Eugene and the vast majority of the fan base is like, hey, you know what? This is a young team. They played well on the road. Penn State's a good team. That's a tough environment. We'll give you that one. I think with Penn State, this is a program that's supposed to be peaking. They don't have a whole lot of it. They don't have many excuses in terms of like what their roster needs this year. They have the most experienced quarterback in the Big Ten. They reloaded through the portal at receiver, at linebacker, at defensive back. Like they have everything you need. And I think the big concern out at Penn State is just like, is this the guy that can win you the big games? Is he the guy that can kind of like take you above that hump? And if you're facing 2 losses to Oregon within like a 6-game span or so, which is a program, from their perspective, Oregon's a program on the rise and is a big challenge for them and a big obstacle. And if Oregon comes in and continues to assert themselves, I think if you're Penn State, you kind of look and go like, can this guy beat not only these guys, but can they beat Ohio State? Can they regularly contend at the top of the Big Ten? So I don't think the world is crashing in for the Ducks if they lose this game, but I think at Penn State, while it's still early in the season, and yes, Oregon's a very good team, I think you might start to get some of those whispers again that kind of come around every time Penn State finishes a little bit lower than expected every year.
I'll flip that on its head. I thought you made a great point, and I'm fully with you that there's so much wait and see with this Oregon team, like expectations to be competitive, but maybe it's playoff and lose a game is best case scenario or kind of the bar, I guess. How difficult is it going to be for all of us to not get over our skis if Oregon does win this game? Let's say they do win this game and win this game comfortably. Is it fair to start talking national title, or do we need to remind ourselves that this team still is young and has a lot of questions?
It's funny because we'll be here this week saying that both of these teams haven't played anybody and we don't know how good either of them are. So, let's say Oregon goes in and wins and then we find out later on that Penn State's not that good. You can be humbled by that a little bit. But at the same time, if Oregon goes and wins this game, they're going to be top 3 in the country. If Oregon goes in and wins this game, if Dante Moore plays a decent role in that, there's a very good chance he's going to be the Heisman front runner in a week's time. And we're going to be well on our way to looking at potential playoff matchups. And we're going to be talking about the bye and all of those things that kind of came up last year. But I do think, the one thing that will probably give Oregon fans a little bit of a pause is we did go through all of this last year, right? They beat Ohio State in the middle of the season. They moved to number 1. They were number 1 for, what seemed like 2 to 3 months. And then it really came crashing down on them at the end of the season. So I think this will, if they win this game, it will elevate expectations just because it's kind of proof of concept. It's proof of what we've seen. But against a good quality team, I think it will be fair to then start looking, later in the schedule. But at the same time, it's still way too early in the season. And I think just last year was way too much of a crash at the end of it for people to really start going title or bust here in week 5.
All right. Very important question we got on the fan text line. How's your squash game?
Dude, it's coming along pretty well. I had a little bit of a shoulder injury during the summer, put on a couple of LBs, but we're tightening now. We're slimming down. getting that cardio back. Yeah, I know you guys look at me and probably assume that this guy can probably run for hours, but
Absolutely.
But
Definitely
we're
me.
working on we're working on that. We're improving.
Hey, good for you, man. I gain LBs and I don't have an injury. I'm just lazy. All right, meat and potatoes. Oregon wins this game. How do you see this game playing out?
Oregon wins this game if they don't turn the ball over. If Dante Moore continues to make the same smart decisions that he's made for most of the season, let's take that Northwestern heat check throw out of the equation. Other than that, he's not forced throws. He's run it out of bounds when he's needed to. If he can continue to play like that and not the version of what we saw of him at UCLA, I think Oregon's going to have a very good opportunity. They also need to limit. I'm going to say it's probably going to help if they keep Penn State below 300 rushing yards. I'm just going to throw that out there. I know that's a wild concept, but if Oregon can keep that somewhat in check and Dante Moore is able to play to his capabilities, I think Oregon can win this game. So I'm going to say 35-28 Ducks.
Mm-hmm. We live in that world too. Although I live in maybe a 10-point world. I like this. There's just something about this Oregon offense and how versatile it is and how different it looks on, like I was saying, whether it's more on the outside or Sadiq in the middle or, the 10 guys that can run the ball. I think it'll be hard for them to kind of see what's coming at them. So that's why I kind of like it.
It's just an incredibly efficient offense that also has game-breaking potential because they can smoothly move the ball upfield by spreading it around, but at any given point, Kenyon Sadiq could go hurdle a dude and turn it to 6. So I like how that plays on the road.
Yeah, maybe the most dangerous thing coming out of this game is, does Will Stein look even better as a potential head coach after this game? That's probably what you're worried about the most if you're a Duck fan.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of jobs open if I'm not mistaken.
Just a few. All right. Well, thank you, amigo. Enjoy the game and have a wonderful weekend. It should be a ton of fun.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tyson.
That's Tyson Alger, the I-5 corridor. Look out, Eugene, Springfield. He joins us every single Wednesday during the Oregon Ducks season to chat the football squad and the big game going into Penn State this weekend. Friendly reminder, you can catch all Ducks coverage right here on the Fan Sports Network. Pre-game, our local pregame with Andy Dirt Johnson and Anthony Newman, and then we've got Jerry and Jorgie's pregame, the game itself, and then postgame with Jordan Schultz and Joe Fisher. Right? Sounds like a hell of a day. It's a hell of a day.
It's a fun game. Well, look, we're going to continue doing Ducks and Penn State. We've got somebody who's going to be on the call here in just a little bit that we'll dive into. But at some point in time, we're going to have to dive into the rest of the slate this week because, my God, this slate is loaded.
It's really stupid.
I
know.
This was one of the slates that we looked at when we were picking weeks this season. This was one of those ones where, this has potential to be juicy.
I know. I'm so stoked
every window's jacked.
I'm so stoked about this Oregon-Penn State game, but I might be more stoked about Ole Miss LSU. I really might.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot there.
I just got Kiffin in my blood. When we come back, Danny, I'm going to need to borrow you for a moment.
Go on.
What the hell's going on with the Blazers? Can you enlighten me on this? Because I am confused. Loaded second hour. Don't go anywhere. 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Jeff Rust with your Sports Center update. First on The Fan, the Mariners have clinched a postseason berth for the first time since 2022. Their magic number now to win the division for the first time since 2001 is now 1 game. So all they need is a win over the Rockies tonight or an Astros loss to the Athletics. Luis Castillo starting for Seattle tonight. Tanner Gordon for Colorado. 6:40 first pitch on Root Sports. Got some playoff chase baseball this afternoon on 910 ESPN Portland. The AL East leading Blue Jays hosting the Red Sox. Max Scherzer starting for Toronto. Garrett Crochet for Boston. That's a 4:07 first pitch. Coverage on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 3:30. Over in the NFL, Giants head coach Brian Daboll announced rookie quarterback Jackson Dart will be the starter for the rest of the season. And among the 128 modern era nominees for this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class are 13 first-timers. Among them, quarterbacks Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers, wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald, tight ends Greg Olsen and Jason Witten, and running backs Frank Gore and LaShawn McCoy. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Ducks game day. Before and after every Ducks football game this season. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, welcome into hour number deuce. If you missed any of the first hour, you can catch that at the Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com.
Our deuce, in case you missed anything while you're deucing, you can catch up on it on the podcast.
The Odyssey app, which will let you rewind, fast forward chapters, except for the future. That's impossible.
Have you ever podcasted while pooping? Not like actually talking, but like listening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Keep the headphones in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just play it on the speaker on my phone.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. There's something about that, like the reverb in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Just like it sounds like they're talking to you in like an auditorium.
Yeah.
You know?
Hello.
Just feels better.
Hello down there.
I'll do music in the bathroom every now and then, where I'll turn the phone like upside down and like point the speaker at the wall, so it like.
Oh, bro, I take the pill and the phone into the shower.
Oh no, yeah, no.
Oh yeah, man.
No.
Yeah, in that tile, let that music boom,
you got,
baby.
You got one of the waterproof Bluetooths?
It's water resistant.
Okay. You got a spot up high.
I got a spot far enough
See,
away.
I am so leery of anything like technology getting damaged that I just won't.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend once who always wanted to light candles around the TV, and I would just be like,
no,
abso-freaking-lutely not.
no.
And I would be like, you can light the candles. You can light them on the entertainment center, like 2 feet away from the TV. It's an open flame near a television screen. What do you? She just had absolutely like no respect for technology whatsoever. It drove me.
Just a little more ignorant than like.
She's like, "What's the big deal?" And I'm like, I don't know. Open flame next to electronics and screens. Like,
yeah, it might burn
no.
out something.
I'm like, don't do. And I would move it like a foot each way on each side, and I'd come back and guess where they would be again. I'm just like, I'm gonna murder you. That's how difficult I am to deal with.
Just that?
Yeah.
Just that.
It's not. It's my
Okay.
one
That was
one
actually
hang
pretty
up.
low on the totem pole.
Yeah,
Right?
right, totally.
That's my one hang up. Don't mess with my technology, man.
We got a lot going on this hour as Noah Eagle will join us around 11:30, so we'll get out a little early to make sure we get that. He will be on the call on NBC for the Penn State game against Oregon, and so we'll chat with him. I'm very, very excited to chat with one of the best in the biz. And right before that, we'll chat a little bit about this slate on Saturday coming up to us in college football. But I read the article. I heard people mention it. I read the article again. Jeff Rust and I had a conversation. I read the article again. Please, I do not understand what is going on in this Panda Express Blazer buy situation.
This is a billionaire not happy with other billionaires situation.
Ooh.
It's kind
Rich
of
on rich crime?
So yeah. So for those that are wondering,
Meow.
Bill Oram, Matthew Kish at the Oregon Live had a report out last night. A new lawsuit could disrupt the sale of the Portland Trailblazers to a group of investors led by businessman Tom Dundon, according to a media report and a source with knowledge of the lawsuit. So there is a lawsuit filed in Delaware, and that lawsuit was filed against the Dundon-led group that has agreed with the Allen estate to purchase the Trailblazers for a $4.25 billion
That's what it'll be.
valuation. Raj Sports Holding, LLC, that's the ownership group that currently owns the Portland Thorns and the group that brought back the Portland Fire. They are fighting back, as it were. They are led by Lisa Bethal and Alex Bethal, brother and sister. They want to prohibit the sale of the team to the group that currently exists, which includes the Panda Express founders and CEOs, Andrew and Peggy Churn. They are worth a reported $7.7 billion. If you were wondering, like, when I brought this up, the Dundon group, the money did not add up. I was like, that's not
Yeah,
enough.
you were pretty hammering on that for a while.
I was like, the money does not add up here. You do not have $4.25 billion. Do not pass go. Do not, you might collectively all be worth that, but you're not liquidating everything and putting every single penny you have into this.
Correct.
So I'm like, okay, so where's the heavy hitter? Where's the big money? And then we found out it's Panda money. It's like, all right, we got some orange chicken money. Cool. But according to this report, this lawsuit was filed in Delaware, and I'm imagining because of the particular laws that may or may not favor the plaintiff in this case.
For sure, it's always like that.
Holdings.
Why do imports always come to Connecticut? I wonder why.
Yeah, it's import taxes. But it's currently under seal, and the original report came from a Law 360, but more clarity is expected to become in the next couple of days as the records become publicly available. My read of this situation, just kind of asking around to see where things are, is that the Raj group, the Bethals, were interested in being the owners of the team in a quasi Dundon facility, right, or capacity, and they probably solicited billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And
probably a bunch.
And what you do when you do this is like, hey, we know this is up for sale. We want to put our group together. You make them sign binding confidentiality agreements. Like, hey, we came to you with this proposal, this plan. You can't go and be like, hey, I like this plan, but I don't like you.
Right. I'll take this plan
and I'm going to go somewhere
find
else.
Somebody else. Correct. Which makes sense.
But that is at least what allegedly the Raj Group is saying that the Churns did, is that they were brought this deal by the Bethals, and they violated this agreement they signed on July 24th of this year.
Is there a role that could have been played that they did not break that confidentiality agreement?
I'm sure
met
that's
with
what they're
Dundon and was like, this is a better deal than the one they gave us.
I'm sure that's what they'll try to contest in court. The Oregonian reached out to Dundon's reps with the Hurricanes. They reached out to the Churn family, and then Raj Sports. And again, this is from the article on the Oregon Live. Representative from Raj Sports declined to comment, citing deference to the legal process. The Blazers directed to the Allen estate, and because it's kind of funny. Even though the Allen estate still technically owns the Trailblazers, like the Trailblazers themselves are they technically still work for the Allen estate. But
sure,
like you can't if you're. I'm going to say this, and I love everybody over there. They're in a weird position.
Yeah.
Because, yes, you work for the Allen estate, but do you want to piss off your new potential boss and be like, wait,
My favorite in the article was like, we reached out to the Allen estate for comment, and nobody got back to us. And I was like, you think?
Yeah. Because
nobody's got anything to say.
Well, not only that, it's like they're just trying to sell they're trying to sell the team.
Is there any long-term issues here?
There potential.
Yeah.
Let's say that the Raj Sports Group does win. That would prevent the Churn family from being investors.
So then Dundon would have to go back and find somebody new.
Now, there's certainly a quote-unquote shortage of billionaires in the world, but there's no shortage of billionaires who want to get involved with sports.
No, that is the truth. I mean, we've been talking about this for weeks, months now, that buying a sports team is the coolest thing in the world now.
Great investment.
Yeah.
Good return on money. Now, where this, without knowing anything, let me state this is pure speculation. Without knowing any of the legal holdings or matters that are at play here. I don't know if that invalidates Dundon's bid. Because if that were the case,
I would think it would.
Again, I don't know.
Right.
So if that's the case, do they have to reopen the process? And that's, again, if they end up winning this lawsuit.
Which could then kick this further down the road. And, I mean, is it fair to say maybe Jody Allen wants it to get kicked down the road a little bit?
Well, make
a little extra cheddar.
Look, it's the situation that happened in Minnesota.
Yeah, it is.
He sells the team for $1.5 billion, and then he realizes, oh crap, it's worth more than twice that. And it drug out for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not my fault you were an idiot and you sold it for significantly below market value.
I think that process was like a 4-year full term. I mean, once they decided to sell it, then it got drug out for the 2.5 that you were talking about. That is not something that wants to go down here.
No, and the other part about this is like, if Dundon his bid becomes invalid, and let's say the Raj group is able to generate the funds necessary with their own group, do they have to resubmit? And now, like you said, maybe it goes from 4.25 to 4.3 or 4.35, and their bid is higher now that they know what the bar is at. Then maybe they raise the bar ever so slightly, and then if Dundon doesn't have Panda money, he's trying to scramble to find somebody else. Again, there's people out there. It just obfuscates and delays the process. Potentially. Personally, I don't like this from the Bethals.
Yeah. It seems a little petty.
If you do this and you lose, remember you're sharing a building with him.
Yeah.
This is not a good start. And again, I get what they're doing, because when you have this money and you have this potential to have this investment, and somebody potentially could have broken an agreement or breached an agreement, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your assets. That's the way you work when you have this kind of money.
Also, not only are you sharing a building, but you're going to share the next one too.
Yeah. So
that's more important than the Moda Center right now.
Yeah, and it's like this, you have two potential groups who are going to be sharing a building who, if they end up losing, Bethal, the Raj group ends up losing this lawsuit, this is not going to go well. The Blazers have had lawsuits recently. Behind the scenes, the whole Gary Payton II stuff
that was weird,
with that absolutely fraudulent reporting from Slater and Shams at The Athletic. It was some of the most heinous reporting I think I've ever seen in the sports world, where they lied through their teeth and carried water for an owner. There were full-on lawsuits filed by the Warriors and the Blazers. It got bad.
Got ugly.
It got nasty behind the scenes. And it was like, yeah, and it should. And this stuff does happen. The Knicks sued the Toronto Raptors for a former Knicks employee going to the Raptors and breaking into their basketball database, and then they're still conducting trades. It was just very
RJ Barrett deal was going down. Yeah,
OG Anunoby. There's just you're like, this all seems a little incestuous. This is very weird. Ultimately, it's just not a good look for anybody involved.
No, it's a bad look, and also we're seeing this on the text line too. Are they trying to get the city to hate them? That's a dangerous place to walk. I know that some of it's died down a little bit, but Merritt Paulson his name is not well loved in this city.
No,
and Timbers fans have made that very, very clear and very, very obvious. This is a town, whether you like it or not, will hold that and will vote with their dollar.
And that's The rollout for the Portland Fire has not been great.
It has not been great. I agree.
Now, they from what I understand, they are doing much better now. They have a general manager in place, and there's hires behind the scenes that are happening. They're real and effective. But, they kind of stumbled out of the blocks. And when you I don't know, man. Part of me sits there and goes, yeah, you guys you're not hitting your marks.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on this, and any other news that comes out, we'll keep you updated on it. Yeah, great article in the Oregonian that I read, and I think I'm very glad I have you here, Danny.
Oh, well, once a week you'll get it.
I read that article 3 times, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
I'm very interested
and
to
I'm
see,
not stupid.
No, I'm very interested to see when these docs become the court filings become public.
Yeah.
Okay, what actually are we looking at? Mm-hmm. We have a general idea, but timelines, who did what was agreed to, what are the kind of the pushbacks from the churn group, and kind of where does that go? because then we can kind of have a better understanding of, because right now it's and I'm not taking away from Oregonian's reporting, like what they're doing is great.
I didn't think you were.
But it's like we just don't really know. We have a pretty good idea, I think.
Right.
And that's why I said everything that I'm stating right now is speculative. It's based on back
what
and
little
forth
information we have,
and some information that I've gotten from other people that are at least tangential to those orbits.
Sure. All right, we come back. We'll slide back into some college football, and we'll talk about that slate and how are you going to navigate that leading into Noah Eagle joining us. He'll be on the call for NBC for the Oregon-Penn State game. Stick with us. We're having fun. 105.1 The Fan. coolest thing about college football for me, other than in comparison to the NFL, is they're on all the channels. Every game's on TV.
Tis wonderful.
You know, I don't have.
There's one they throw on Peacock here or there.
Yeah, but I have Peacock because I watch Premier League.
I know, but I mean.
But yeah, I hear you. But for the most part, if you got just regular cable, dude, you got games all day. No Hawaii this week though, so no 9 o'clock kick.
Oh, the best part is Friday night's going to get weird.
Friday night's going to get super weird.
Florida
dude.
State, Virginia, and Arizona State, TCU.
I mean, I don't think Virginia's very good, but like Florida State's still going on the road.
You're telling, dude, 7 o'clock in Virginia.
Yeah,
You're telling me that everything about that was it Virginia for lovers?
I don't know.
Virginia's for lovers, right? Yeah, there we go. We're getting Jake giving me the head nod. Look, man, Friday night Virginia for lovers get a little weird.
Dude, how about in the desert at 7 o'clock?
Oh, that game's kinky.
Yeah.
Like you have a safe word.
Yeah.
Late night game in Tempe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no
kinda into
whips,
that.
chains, handcuffs, safe words. That game, like, there's no kink shaming in that game.
And a late game in Corvallis.
Yeah, that's not showing up on my list.
Oh yeah,
here.
you missed it there. Okay, we'll just move along.
Yeah. No, Arizona State, TCU, the Horned Frogs and the Devils in the desert.
It's gonna be fun.
Look, if you had for me to pick a non-maction game of the season where the potential to get sideways, it's Tempe at night against TCU.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
I don't know how I'm going to navigate the Saturday because I've told you I don't love the split screen. I don't love the split screen because my TV, like the splits are not the right size of the screen.
Well, I'm telling you right now.
So it drives me nuts. I'm going to have to though.
Normally, I'm a multi-screen guy.
Oh yeah, you'll pull up an iPad or a computer or something like that.
I mean, not just that, but I mean like the multi-box. But I'll have the laptop going as well. If there's like another one that I can't put in the box or something like that, there will be one game and one game only at 9 o'clock in the morning. It will be solo screen.
Solo screen on the big one.
Solo screen, Trojans, Illini, that'll be up there.
I will text you in the middle of that game.
Please don't embarrass me.
I will check in on you at some point in that game.
But after that, and don't get me wrong, like Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, that can certainly get weird.
Sure.
Notre Dame, Arkansas, I'm a hog through and through. Go Hogs.
Weird how that happens.
Go Hogs.
Weird how that happens.
But after that, we get Ohio State, Washington, and Ole Miss, LSU, and Auburn, A&M.
Yeah, the noon window is really sexy to me. Also, Indiana going into Iowa,
which you're not going to feel good coming out of.
No,
you're going to win,
not.
but you're not going to feel good coming out of.
But that's where I'm going to put my TV. My TV's going to be those 4 games.
Oh God,
at 12:30.
Yes,
I will have those 4 games. Ooh. We should start making bets like this. The loser has to have full screen of UCLA at Northwestern. You know what I mean? Like, that's your punishment. You want to watch SC at 9 o'clock? Sorry, dude. That's on your laptop because you lost a bet and you are now watching Louisville at Pitt.
No, I'd watch that.
Rutgers at Minnesota.
That I want to blow my brains out.
Yeah.
Well, Louisville's good.
Yeah, okay. So you lose a bet, and now you have to watch Rutgers at Minnesota on the big screen, and your team is on the small.
Got to do a book report on it.
And you have to. You have to come in here and break down that game.
Oh, God.
That is a serious bet, folks. Oof. That is a serious bet.
I'll row the boats with PJ.
Yeah, dude. And if it's like a real serious giant bet, it's 2, and your afternoon game is UCLA at Northwestern, and I want to know. And I'm going to slide down to the 4 o'clock window because you really done messed up, and your 4 o'clock window is going to be Wazoo at Colorado State. That's your 4 o'clock window.
That's actually not that bad.
I'm kind of excited.
That's Fowler, Morosi, and then whatever Washington State throws out there at quarterback. There's at least something.
Oh, it's Zevi from here on out.
Okay, it's gonna be Zevi.
Yeah,
okay,
it's that house from here on out.
But yeah, that one's
okay,
the
maybe
least
not.
punishing.
But like Marshall, Louisiana. Yeah, dude, you want that? La Tech and UTEP.
I mean, UTEP's at least spicy. You get Malachi Nelson.
San Jose State and Stanford. Stanford's favored, dude.
Western Kentucky, Missouri State.
And I've watched Stanford this year, and I will never get that time back.
Yeah. And App State, Boise State, that's just weird fun.
That's hard. It's going to take a lot for me to take that bet, though.
Yeah. San Jose
that's
State,
a lot
Stanford.
That's a lot on the line,
putrid.
dude. You coming in here on a Monday, and like I got to open the show breaking down UCLA at Northwestern.
Oh, that's a hate watch. Like I would be visibly frustrated watching that game.
Like, what do you do? What do you do? What do I like? Say you lose the bet and you have to get down on UCLA Northwestern. What am I supposed to do over here?
Oof.
Do I just sit here silently
Yeah, let me book report it.
and let you book report it? You have to go on a 12-minute diatribe
Well, according to Webster's dictionary, the definition
of a win
is
is as John Madden would say, that's not a first down. That's a whole new set of 4 downs. Just go through
every
just
single
filibustering the entire
to
time.
12 minutes. God, doing anything I can do to not talk about UCLA Northwestern.
Oh,
That's what I
man.
would do.
I wonder what the number for that game will get. Dude, Apple Cup got 1.6.
What's bigger, the spread or the number of people watching? Because it's the spread.
6.5.
The spread. Then.
Over under 44.5.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We'll have Noah Eagle come in from NBC Sports, and we'll chat the big game of the week for us, Oregon at Penn State. We'll do that next, but first, there's Rest with Sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the Mariners have clinched a postseason berth for the first time since 2022. Their magic number to win the division for the first time since 2001 is now 1, so all they need is a win over the Rockies tonight or an Astros loss to the Athletics. Luis Castillo on the bump for Seattle, opposite Tanner Gordon for Colorado. That is a 6:40 first pitch on Root Sports. Some playoff chase baseball this afternoon across the hall on 910 ESPN Portland. The AL East leading Blue Jays hosting the Red Sox. Max Scherzer starting for Toronto. Garrett Crochet for Boston. That's a 4:07 first pitch. Coverage on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 3:30. And in the NFL, Giants head coach Brian Daboll announced rookie quarterback Jackson Dart will be the starter for the remainder of the season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rest from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson. Weekdays 2 to 3. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
503-864-6326. Make it even worse and say you have to watch that terrible game while your team is playing. I think that's it. You find when your team is playing and you pick the window, and that's what tears you apart.
So for this week, for me,
I know, and I will go find me. What's funny is I mentioned my game as a potential hate watch.
The early window, it's Rutgers, Minnesota.
I think so too. I will go with,
in South Alabama, North Texas would be fine because North Texas is fun.
my window is 4:30. I'm going with San Jose State, Stanford.
That sucks.
That's rough, dude. I told you I watched Stanford play against Hawaii. I watched that entire game, and I will never, ever get that.
Some
back.
hot Ben Gulbranson action.
I don't even know if it was that.
No, for Stanford.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
But like, there was nothing hot about that.
That's what I'm saying.
It was in Hawaii.
That's what you'd have.
Yeah. Oof. Ay. It's a fun thought. I mean, to do it, I think that's a real man's bet.
Come in with notes.
That's a real man's bet.
Oof.
All right, let's get to it. Now joining us is NBC Sports play-by-play voice Noah Eagle, who'll be on the Oregon Penn State alongside Todd Blackledge on Big Ten Saturday night this Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific on NBC and Peacock. And Noah, thank you so much for joining us. We're lucky to have you.
No, not a problem, guys. Happy to be here.
I want to kind of just get into it, kind of a little bit of life into your world. How are you able to kind of look? It's Oregon coming into Penn State. It's the big game on NBC. It's a whiteout, the spectacle. Are you able to ever kind of sit there and take it all in a little bit?
To a certain degree, maybe yes. I think I do a lot more of it reflection well after the fact, but you try to take a moment, at least before the game starts, to take a look around and just appreciate the environment you're in. Last week we had what we thought was going to be this awesome game, and so beforehand with Indiana and Illinois, it was an amazing scene in Bloomington between these two top 20 teams and a fan base that hadn't been galvanized in maybe ever, if we're just being realistic. And the Indiana fans came out. It was loud. It was impressive. And Todd Blackledge looked at me before the game, and he was like, man, how lucky are we, dude, that we get to do this every week? And I'm like, yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. So I think it's a lot of that, appreciation more than anything. And then well after the fact, depending on how games go, you really reflect.
Well, no, I mean, you mentioned that game, Indiana, Illinois, where this season is so wide open. You look at where things are right now. There hasn't been a single team that we've seen that has stood out above the rest. And this, for the Big Ten at least, feels like the first real marquee matchup of an opportunity for teams to separate themselves. When you've watched or taken a look in your prep for ahead for these two teams, when you look at these at this matchup and these teams and what can kind of come out of this, what is your just like top level takeaway of like what this game could be for either side?
Yeah, I mean, look, it obviously means a lot because these are the two teams along with Ohio State and then potentially that fourth being Indiana based on what we saw last week. But these are two of the top teams in the conference that believe they can win the national championship this year and are, according to many people, shoo-ins basically to make the college football playoff. Now, there's a lot of football that has to be played, a lot of season left, but this is your first measuring stick against a fellow heavyweight. And you want to come out on top. You don't want to be knocked out. You want to make sure you make it through and you're crowned the victor by the end of it. So I think it's first steps, let's call it, on a path to an eventual championship, whether that's a Big Ten championship, a trip back to the Big Ten title game like these two teams played in last year, or eventually a national championship. This feels like the first way of positive momentum. And that's what happened to Oregon last year. We were there when they played Ohio State. They've come away with a 1-point victory against the team that eventually won the national championship, but it set them on the path to win the first Big Ten regular season championship that they were a part of, to win the Big Ten conference game championship, and obviously get the number one seed in the college football playoff, which things will change a little bit, and their path would have been mightily different had they been the number one seed this year, but that's why they get to play it all over again this year. So it's the first step, and I think it actually means a little more for Penn State because it would be the first time that James Franklin and his quarterback Drew Aller had performed at a high level in a big game against a fellow title contender. And that's really, I think, the monkey they're trying to get off their back is they can beat the big boys. They can go out there and perform when the pressure's on them. So two different vibes to those two different teams, but certainly a lot riding on it.
Yeah, he's Noah Eagle, the play-by-play voice on NBC Sports. He'll be on the Oregon Penn State call along with Todd Blackledge. And that's where I was going to go next. It feels like all the pressure is kind of on Franklin and Aller in this game. But from a national perspective, and help us out here with our Oregon fan base out here, this game feels really like playing with house money almost. Like if Oregon loses, it's like, well, you're young. We don't expect you to take that jump. But if they win, things could change really drastically for them.
Yeah, to a certain degree, I'd say that's fair. I do think that Dante Moore has turned some heads in this first month of the season, and obviously he's always been immensely talented. That was never a question, but it was, can he take that talent and deliver it in the right manner week in and week out, be consistent, make the right reads, do all the things that a starting quarterback of a potential national championship team would do. And I think he's proven that. Now, the competition, you can make the argument, hasn't been super high, but Oklahoma State is a Power 4 team, and they just blitz them off the field. Obviously, Northwestern is a Big Ten opponent, and they take care of business at a 9 a.m. Pacific time kick. And Oregon State is a rivalry game. I don't care who you are. Rivalry games are difficult, and they dominate in that game. And so I just look at how he's played, and he's second right now in the Heisman odds behind only Fernando Mendoza of Indiana, who's been ridiculous in terms of numbers. There's a reason for that. And I think if he can perform, that's because Oregon overall, to your point, sure, there's youth, and obviously we've got a couple true freshmen that are making some really big contributions so far through 4 games. But I do think that this roster is good enough to compete with anybody in the country, and it's going to come down to the play of their star quarterback. And so to me, this is his first opportunity to showcase that to the rest of the nation, showcase that he's not just one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but arguably the best quarterback in the country. You do it at the Penn State whiteout against this defense with first-round level picks on the other side, you're going to get crowned pretty quick.
No, I want to take a step back from this game and just kind of go into like general prep. When you're doing your coaches meetings ahead of the broadcast, in your time for a big matchup, have you gotten a feeling from the coaches meetings and an understanding of game plan, like what they're trying to do, and you're like, okay, I kind of get it, and it just completely goes the other way, where you're like, did not see that coming, and especially in like a big time matchup?
Yeah, I think, look, game planning and things like that, we're only getting the surface level stuff for the most part. Most of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the times, our crew does it where our entire crew will talk to the head coach and we'll talk to players. And then Todd Blackledge, our analyst, will talk to the offensive and defensive coordinators. And the reason that I feel like this is actually better is because Todd has a much greater understanding for the minor intricacies and the minute details of what offenses and defense are trying to do to attack one another. So the coordinators can get a little bit more particular and specific. But that's not my job anyway, to go and break down film. My job is to try to set him up so he can easily break down the film. And so it works out that way. So to answer your question, I don't think I'm ever taking a step back and saying, wow, I didn't expect them to run this or run that or play this way. I think last week's a great example. We just didn't expect, Indiana to rout Illinois the level they did. I think that's where I sometimes go, man, I did not see this coming, with a number 9 team in the country going down by 53 points. Those are the ones that are head scratchers more than anything. But in terms of what teams run and how they run it, I just call the play. I want to make sure I'm on top of it. I get the players' names right. I shout out their high schools and do whatever else I need to do to make sure the viewer's experience is at the highest level.
I'm going to shift gears here for a second. We grew up in a time where NBA on NBC was the coolest thing in the world. Is there a young Noah Eagle that is just stoked to be calling NBA games on NBC again?
Absolutely. Well, I'm just stoked to hear round ball rock. I think everybody feels that way right now. I'm going to be. It's going to be difficult for me when it does come on to not just scream out in the beginning of the broadcast, blah, 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 basketball, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to show restraint.
Yes.
It's going to happen. It's going to be okay. No, I mean, the NBA has been a passion of mine. Oh, there we go. Come on, Tesh.
Let's
Fire
go.
me up, Tesh. Oh, Tim Robinson just dominates, man. Yeah, 100%. like the NBA on NBC was definitely kind of on the tail end as I was really growing into my basketball fandom, but I caught it, and I caught it at a big moment as a Nets fan when they were making it to the finals and doing all the things with Jason Kidd and Kenyon Martin and the young Richard Jefferson. So for me, a lot of my seminal memories as a sports fan occurred with Round Ball Rock, occurred with the NBA on NBC and Marv and Bob Costas and all the way down the list. So for me, yeah, it's a huge deal. And to be a part of it is, I mean, as special as it comes.
No, I want to ask you kind of another question that not necessarily related to prep, but just kind of what's your view of college football right now, whether it's talking with Todd in prep for a game or talking to coaches or talking to other players. Is the same feeling that we're all kind of getting watching college football, whether it be the Heisman or whether it be who a national title contender is, that it genuinely is, even on the ground level with the players and the coaches, more wide open than maybe we've ever seen it?
Yeah, it's ironic because I think you look at college basketball and the tournament, and the biggest complaint from people with the NCAA tournament last year was, man, it was the small school upsets aren't happening anymore because of the transfer portal, and you get all the one seeds are making the Final Four. Who's that fun for? No, and there's some truth to that. But I actually think that has been the best thing for college football because now, I use Indiana again as an example, the turnaround, and Arizona State last year, the turnaround for those teams was immediate. You can completely flip a program by just walking in there, and within a year or two, you can be in the college football playoff. And that just didn't exist years ago because you weren't going and plucking guys who had played a lot of football and having them play immediately for you, and you weren't going to be on the same level recruiting-wise as some of the other schools because you just didn't have the cachet that they did or the head coaches that they did. And so you brought up the parity and the wide-open nature of the sport right now. I think that's where it comes from, is all these teams can either get very good or very bad quickly. And sometimes it's hit or miss, and it's also different based on the program. Because you look at Florida State 2 years ago, they go undefeated, win the ACC, and then last year they can barely win a game because their transfers didn't hit. And then sure enough, this year, here they are, and they're back in the top 10. And so I just think that's why you're going to see it's year to year as much as it is for most of these programs. Then you've got the Oregons, you've got the Penn States, the Ohio States, to a certain degree, Michigan, where they're going to keep their guys. They have the ability to retain a lot more than maybe some of the other spots. But the good news is if you were a Power 4 school, and I'll just use my alma mater in Syracuse, they get a first-time head coach last year, and they get a former 5-star quarterback, Kyle McCord from Ohio State, to transfer. Dude leads the country in passing yardage. Fran Brown, in his first year as a head coach, wins 10 games. That can happen now. And so I think if you're a fan of a program, you always have hope going into a season. That just didn't always used to be the case.
I'd say excellent job sneaking in Syracuse after a nice win this past weekend against Clemson. Say, look, hey, you got it. You got to do it. You got to do it, man.
Yeah, and listen, if it's actually when you get your degree there, it's actually a requirement that you have to force feed it down people's throats. So it's how it goes. Like when you go and shake the chancellor's hand, it goes, you understand the responsibility in front of you. I go, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Go Orange.
He's Noah Eagle. Look, across the country, you never always get your favorite ones calling games, but this week we are so happy to have you on the call. Enjoy the game. Take a moment to catch the whiteout and have a good call, my friend.
I appreciate it, guys. Looking forward to it, and we'll see how this one plays out. And Oregon should be having a lot of fun regardless. I know that's what Dante Moore's been talking about, and you can see it on the field. So hopefully they do it again.
All right.
Thanks,
well,
have a great call. Good.
You got it.
All right, that is Noah Eagle, the NBC Sports play-by-play voice. He'll be calling the Oregon-Penn State game alongside Todd Blackledge on Big Ten Saturday night. This Saturday, 4:30 on NBC and Peacock. He really is one of the best.
He is.
He is.
He's an awesome dude. And you brought up the NBA side of it. The Blazers have, I think, 3 NBC games. So we'll get them up here for a couple.
Yeah.
Of the 3, I think they have 2 of them are home games.
Okay.
I have to double check it. But I know they have one home.
I know we're in football. I know he's a football guy, but I had to ask about NBC.
He's also an
basketball's
Eagle.
so sweet.
He's also an Eagle. And
I know.
him and his dad are, they're both phenomenal.
I love
everything they do.
I love his dad on college.
When they're on basketball, man, it's just, it rules.
All right, we come back, Web Gems, everybody's favorite, 105.1 The Fan.
Sometimes it's good.
Aw, I've interrupted happy time.
Sometimes it's bad.
Oh, son of a...
It's Web Gems,
What'd you do?
the firm of Harris and Meringue on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
I just see this clicking over there. Just picture your little dangly legs just clicking together under the table.
Oh, I
hanging
was like,
off
what do
the
you,
chair.
yeah, you know what it is? It's my flip-flops
Oh, you're flopping them against
my feet.
Okay, but I always pictured was
My
like
feet are dangling.
I was
100%.
just picturing little tiny dangly legs, like
Yeah.
trying to reach for, like, we have the little bar on the bottom of the chair, and I was just picturing you trying to, like, not quite reach it, but reach it.
Yeah, and
Because you had this look on your face of, like, rocking back and forth in your chair too, like a little kid, and I was like, oh, bud, it's not that bad, is it? Like, my legs are short, but damn.
It's like Short Round with the blocks on the pedals and
Yeah.
Temple of Doom.
Yeah, it's like or Deadpool with the baby legs. It's like, what's going on over
well,
here?
the intro to Web Gems came on. It's that little like 16-bit video game sound sort of thing, and so I'm actually just like playing the drums with my feet,
There you
doing
go.
it.
Yeah. Are you a car drummer at all?
Yes, I am.
I'm like Phil Collins in the car.
Yeah, I got a full cymbal kit there.
Oh yeah,
I'm a full
it's,
kit.
it's an 18 piece.
Yeah.
we're playing the steering wheel, totally unrelated. I am a car volume music loud. Have
We've
a
talked.
concert in my
Yep,
car.
We've done this.
You know what happened on the drive home yesterday? My driver's side speaker blew out.
No.
So now I have to have the volume at like 9 for everything and fade it all to the back. Otherwise, it just goes.
One of the biggest reasons.
And I'm like, no.
One of the biggest reasons why we bought a new car is because the entire stereo system went down in my wife's car.
Oh, really?
It was just like, nope.
She
was like playing things off her phone in the cup holder, and it was like, no one deserves that.
So I got home last night and I immediately went online and bought new 6.5-inch speakers for the door. And now I'm just like, well, if I'm going to get one, you're going to get a pair. If you're going to take off one door panel, you might as well take off two. And then I started looking at what it takes to take panels off of 2019 Ford Fusion, and I was like, oh, maybe I just don't have music in the car anymore because it might be better to buy a new car.
Really? Is it that difficult?
Dude, have you tried taking apart new cars?
No.
Dude,
I would never try to take apart a car. I'm lucky I can change the oil.
Dude, I miss having, because I grew up.
I don't even know if I could on my new car.
I had S10 Blazers growing up. I had 4 of them.
Okay.
And they were so easy to do everything on. You had room in the engine compartment, you had room under the car, you had room in the car, like there's a couple screws here or there. It was so easy. Now it's these stupid plastic clips, and if you you have to force it to come off, but if you force it too hard, it breaks, and now you gotta buy a whole new freaking thing for this, and it's just like, why is this so freaking difficult?
I bet you could take it to like a Car Toys and they could do it kind of cheapish.
I'm not gonna pay somebody to do that.
Oh, so you're in a real conundrum.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm gonna have to do it. But my dad has a 7,000 square foot shop with every tool known to man, so I can do it. But it's like, so that's on the weekend plans, because I was like, I don't think I've bought something faster that has failed than what I did last night. I was searching at stoplights, and when I got home, I pushed send on order. I'm like, I need these here tomorrow.
Yeah,
because
that's a world I couldn't. So what'd you do today? Just listening to Dirt and Sprague yell at you at level 9?
Yeah, I had it down low and I had it faded to the back of the car.
Oh, dang.
That was the other thing, is I've never messed with the fader. And so I was like, where the hell it was so it was so deep into it.
That's a great question. Why do we have that? What I mean, I get it, it's an entity that you could use, but when do you ever actually use that?
I mean, when I had a stereo in high school, I had the 2 12-inch subwoofers, and
so you just moved everything to the back.
I mean, when I wanted the bass to really when I wanted to just rattle every car for 3 blocks, and I'd do that.
I can't do that because I want balance.
Well, no, I would do that then, but
yeah.
I literally just faded basically everything all the way to the back, and then I realized the back speakers kind of suck too, and I was like, this is not good. Now I'm like, do I just get, because I have not the entry level console,
okay,
but I have like the mid one. When I was looking for speakers, like, do you have the Sony console? I'm like, oh, they make a Sony console for this.
Now you're about to redo the entire system in your car.
I'm like, well, I'm gonna rip the door off. I might as well rip the console out. If I rip the console out, I might as well do the back speakers. And then I was
Dude,
like,
you should get a new car. This is not gonna go well.
It's paid off in 6 months.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Well, maybe. Because I'll have a little car payment to go make.
Yeah, you can make another car payment.
So there you go. But yeah, so totally derailed that. But yeah,
that's fine by me.
It wasn't even like
car stereos are important.
It wasn't just like a little zzz, like on like a real heavy bass. like Sprague would say a word and be like, "Brr." I was like, oh God. Like I had to find like the right max volume that I could get to and not have it completely distorted.
To be fair, isn't that what all of your music sounds like anyway?
No. Yeah, it's closer to that. Yeah. That's
My music's closer to
Shining moment.
yeah. The key out there, that's actually pretty close to how a Kill Switch Engage song starts.
That is the great Mike Lynch.
Huge Kill Switch fan.
Oh, okay. All right.
We bonded over that years ago. It was when we were talking music one day, and I was like, I'm a big Kill Switch fan. He's like, oh, dude, seriously? Me too. Lynch and I have very, very similar music tastes.
All right, we come back. We got a loaded hour number 2. I'm aware. I spent a lot of time around that, man, so I'm aware. Hour number 2, we'll get into this John Mateers situation, how it affects the Heisman. We'll take a look into the NFL, and yep, I'm doing it. Baseball, baby. Feels good to be number 1. Feels good to be number 1. Like the Fan Sports Network.
I'm not giving you this.
105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Jeff Rust with your Sports Center update. First on The Fan, the Mariners have clinched a postseason berth for the first time since 2022. Their magic number is now 1 to win the division for the first time since 2001. So all they need is a win over the Rockies tonight or an Astros loss to the Athletics. Luis Castillo on the bump for Seattle opposite Tanner Gordon for Colorado. That's a 6:40 first pitch on Root Sports. Some playoff chase baseball this afternoon on 9.
Two down, one to go on this fine Wednesday afternoon.
Woo!
Thanks, buddy. I just asked you not to do that.
Sounds like Danny's car speakers.
One more to go, and then we'll send you to Ducks Insider with Joey Mack from 1 to 2.
You can't do that to me.
And then
Don't do that.
the Fan
Don't do
Happy
that.
Hour
Don't
from
do
2 to 3 with Luke Anderson, and then Primetime, 3 to 7, take you all the way home. Finishing up 13 hours of continuous live, local, regional programming.
You realize when you do that, you're basically just that meme of the sketch guy poking something with a stick and saying, do something.
I know. I think I'm a smart person. And
every day I put that to the test.
I think that proves that I'm not a smart person because I think I am, but I'm not.
Maturity of a 15-year-old.
I did like that meme you showed me though. Of
oh God! Have you seen it, Russ? It's going around of Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. What it will be like on the sideline with those two sitting on the bench, and it's Shrek and Donkey,
and
it's Donkey singing
Cats in the Cradle,
and Shrek's Donkey, and it's just like there's never been a more apt description of what those two will be on the bench.
And Jameis is Donkey. Yeah.
I mean,
with a silver spoon, eating them dubs. A man of increase.
I mean that is just so spot on. I saw that last night. I almost sent it into our group chat, but it was like 11:30. I'm like, I don't want to send anybody's phone. That was the thing is I had the Blazers story and I was looking at it. I was kind of diving into it late last night, and because I'm a psychopath, it was like 11:30 at night. And I'm like, oh.
"20 minutes after our show was over."
Not even that.
Yeah.
I was driving down the street walking. Well, I guess we did Well, I guess we did. We stayed
had a
after
little
for
meeting.
minutes. So it was about 20. It was about 20 minutes after the show, but like 5 minutes after we left, and it wasn't the newsbreakers. It was a statement released directly by Oklahoma.
Yeah,
and that's where I was like, John Mont's here to have surgery. I'm immediately like, what do you mean? Like,
broken bones in his throwing hand that he suffered in the first quarter against Auburn.
Dude played 3+ quarters with a broken hand and beat Auburn. What a baller.
Bro balled out.
What a
His
baller.
stats were pretty decent too, like 270, something like that.
I mean, he also did airmail that ball over the middle where you went, whoa. But that's also what Mateer does. He makes a throw where you're just like, damn. And then he throws another one, you're like, damn.
But now he gets a free pass because his hand was broken.
Yeah, and he also just lost the Heisman.
I know. That sucks.
It's done.
Yeah. Even if he's only out, they're saying he could be out 4 weeks. If that's the earliest, yeah. Yeah, and it's not even that his Heisman is done, dude. It's that Oklahoma's done.
Probably. Because, I mean, despite having a running back room, Oklahoma has been known to just churn out monster offensive lines. They can't run the ball.
No, and
so it's not like you can just be like, hey, let's lean on the run game a little bit for the next couple of weeks with Texas and the Red River Shootout coming. So
yeah, this is their bye week, is it not?
Yes, thankfully they do get that, but then it's Texas, right?
I'm poking that around right now.
I think it's Texas right after that.
I think this really stinks. Well, they got Kent State next week. Kent State
Oh, is it the week after that? That's
might be the worst team in college football.
Yeah, they've lost 27 straight.
Well, and it doesn't help that their schedule is like, hey, why don't you go play this guy? Hey, why don't you go play this guy? Yes. Then in 2 weeks, the Red River rivalry.
There it is, yeah.
Red River rivalry. Oh yeah, because they don't say shootout anymore.
Yeah. They don't say Civil War anymore.
Nah, that one's dumb.
It's not. Oh, you're saying that not saying Civil War is dumb?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's dumb.
God, every time I think you're woke, you come on back to me.
Dude, I'm woke AF, man.
Civil War's okay.
Civil War's okay.
There you go.
That's the same week as my Cougs go to Ole Miss. 9:45 on the SEC
you ever seen a college football team spit roasted?
Oh, dude.
Good Lord.
That's kind of a wild week, though. Ohio State's at Illinois.
Which 2 weeks ago looked nice.
South Carolina's at LSU.
Yeah, there's some bangers.
Indiana comes to Autzen.
That game got a lot more interesting.
That game is a lot more interesting right now. Michigan at SC.
Look, the Illinois game for USC is the start of the stretch.
Yeah.
That's the okay. Let's see what you are.
Bama, Missouri. And my Cougs going to take down Ole Miss. But it is tough. I mean, you got to hope that I saw who the backup was. I can't remember off the top of my head who the backup is for Oklahoma coming in for Mateer. You have to hope. I mean, that team is good, and Venables has been better than he's ever been at Oklahoma so far. So, I mean, you're hoping that you can hold it together, and if you lose to Texas, you're hoping that's your only loss till you get Mateer back. Because if you go on a bad stretch without Mateer, you're out of the playoff, and then what was the point of going to get John Mateer?
Well, I mean, any team that loses their quarterback in college football is looking at that.
Totally, but that's the real risk of the transfer portal. It's like, dude, I just spent money on a guy and now he's out for 5 weeks. I don't even get him against Texas.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon's probably in one of the better positions depth-wise at quarterback of any of the competitive teams in the country.
Totally. If Dante Moore went down, I'm cool.
If you had to turn it over to Novosad for a couple weeks?
Oh, I'm way cooler with that than I am maybe any team in the country.
Yeah, what's his name? Hawkins? Hawkins is the backup at Oklahoma. That rings a bell. Yeah, Michael Hawkins Jr. Yeah.
If he only misses 4 weeks, it's bye, Kent State, Texas at home, South Carolina on the road. Because after that,
it's the gauntlet.
After that, home against Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Alabama, home against Missouri, home against LSU.
Yeah, it's the gauntlet. You almost can't drop the game to Texas.
You can't.
If you want to...
Well, I mean, that was the thought going in. Yeah. And I think as we see Texas and Arch, I mean, I don't care if Arch played better last week. I'm starting to really wonder if Texas has a real big problem. Mm-hmm. I think that defensive front is real nice.
I mean, the defense is nice. Yeah. But offensively, not only Arch, the wide receiver core.
That you were kind of looking at it like, we should win this game against Texas.
With Mateer.
With Mateer. Yeah. And that sets you up to be one of the 2-loss SC teams. Look, there's going to be 3 2-loss SC teams that get into this playoff.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's going to win it. Let's just pick a name. Let's spin the chamber. Lock it in. It's Georgia. Okay, yeah. They might stumble somewhere. I don't know if they will. Their schedule's pretty soft. They'll stumble somewhere, but they'll be a 1-loss team. And I think whoever else gets in, if it's Oklahoma, if it's LSU, I mean, 2 losses for LSU here and out sounds crazy, but Oklahoma's not the only team with Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, and LSU.
LSU's got schedule. South Carolina, Vandy, A&M, Bama, Arkansas, Western Kentucky, and then they wrap up with Oklahoma. So they've got a pretty tough stretch down the end of this too. So.
Yeah, it's so funny to think. This was something that I'd meant to ask Noah Eagle about it, but we've talked with Danny Cannell about it and stuff, and like living in the world where 2 losses still gets you in the playoff. It's crazy. between the Boise State and A&M games, which seemed like the
trap
big
game,
ones.
and Taylon Green's a spicy quarterback that can cause a lot of problems. You just kind of go through the slate, and you're like, LSU, Ole Miss. If Ole Miss wins this game, with LSU's offense being like, now you go, okay, maybe Ole Miss, this is their year.
Dude, I got that on the sheet for Friday.
What happens if the team that you hate with a fiery passion of 1,000 suns and UW knocks off Ohio State?
If UW beats Ohio State, this S is lit, fam.
You know what I mean? And like,
yeah.
I'm not picking Ohio State to lose that game.
No, but
if Washington were to pull that off against a freshman quarterback at Washington, where the environment's going to be one of the loudest in the country and his first real road start, yeah. I mean, and Washington's offense is loaded. Their defense is but you look, they've got a three-headed monster in Williams, Boston, and Coleman. Like, if you told me they were able to do that much like the Penix teams did and put up crazy points, even against a great Ohio State defense, now all of a sudden, I mean...
crowd will be nuts there at Alex Brink Stadium.
It's going to... Is it Jake Browning in Pullman?
Oh, ouch.
Ouch.
Browning Memorial Field.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Hey, look, Christian McCaffrey owns a lot of land in Los Angeles, so trust me, I get it. It's tough.
It should be. I guess the only thing I worry is
Bama, Georgia.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll get into this. I think the only thing I worry is all these games are super close and I don't learn anything.
But hey,
you know what I mean?
But still wins and losses though.
Yeah,
like,
wins and losses.
If Bama loses, they're going to lose one more.
Yes.
And you can kind of scratch Bama off.
Yes.
As weird as that is.
And then we start talking is $70 million too expensive.
Yeah, he's going to go 9-3, and it's going to be
Kalen
disappointing.
DeBoer.
It's going to be like, oh my
Miss the
god,
playoff
would you
again.
shut up?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, then you
would have the greatest job in all of America, and that's a fired college football coach.
But then also you're looking at Georgia going, okay, is Georgia the best team in the country?
Yeah.
Is Miami the best team in the country?
I think I'm gonna know if Miami, Georgia, Oregon, or Penn State are the best team in the country this weekend. That's what I'm gonna know. If Ohio State blows out UW, I don't think I'm learning anything.
I was literally just gonna say that.
I don't. I don't, dude. My Coug offense hung with them for 3 quarters defensively. That offense is nice. That offense is fun.
What is the line in that
I don't
game?
like the defense in that game. Dude, it's like 14.
No, it's 8.5.
Oh, really?
Ohio State's favored by 8.5. So neutral site 11.5, which is probably too much for my liking. I think I'll take Washington to cover.
But to your point though, nobody knows what Sayan's going to look like. So.
Yeah. So that's the rub on that.
All right, we got to finish up some NFL from the weekend. You know, I praised this secondary a lot after week 1. And boy, am I wrong? And I wonder how bad this team could be. How about them Cowboys? 105.1 The Fan. Shout out Brandon Sprague, whose Nottingham Forest is tied 1-1 in the 19th.
Is he still Nottingham, or is he getting to Nottingham?
I think he is at Nottingham.
Okay, so we're almost there.
We're almost there, but he's got to get to Nottingham.
Yeah, they don't like their
Nottingham.
G's.
Nottingham.
They don't like their G's over there.
Nottingham.
It's a tough one.
Hey, but for a new soccer fan, dude, you've seen, 4 goals, 2 draws. Welcome to the scary, scary world, my friend. The scary world. Offensive player of the week in the NFL. Care to take a guess who was named that?
Go for it.
Caleb Williams. 19 of 28, 298, and 4 tuds.
It's been super strange. Joe Fisher, noted Cowboys fan, had plenty to say about Caleb Williams, and then after he absolutely beat the living crap out of his Cowboys like a rented mule, you had to pay him
like a rented mule.
Oh God,
He beat mules.
You give him a little up the hill. He rode the Cowboys.
You ever heard that one before?
Yeah, he rode the Cowboys to the top of Machu Picchu. He just rode them the entire carved. Barbecued, fricasseed, filleted, however you want it cut or cooked. That's what he did.
Yeah, I was really disappointed when I saw this score get really out of hand really quickly.
Not a word from Fish. Not a word.
Because against the Eagles, man, I thought that secondary was pretty good. I thought that whole defense as a whole was pretty good. It was just missing. It was just missing a pass rusher.
Yeah,
if they had a pass rusher,
it was funny. They had the 4 highest graded defensive players over the first 3 weeks. They were all former Cowboys.
Oh,
and it was just
no. That's not very good. That's not very good at all. Dak had 2 picks in this game. Throwing the ball 40 times is never a good sign. Can't run the ball. 19 carries for 110 yards between Javonte and Miles Sanders.
Sure. What was the final?
31-14.
Okay. Yeah. Caleb Williams went 19 of 28 for 304 touchdowns.
No points scored in the fourth quarter. The Cowboys were shut out in the second half.
Yeah.
This team, I wasn't really anti the Schottenheimer hire. Just was kind of like, it was weird. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Whatever.
I was like, really? You think this is a better route than McCarthy? And I'm not the biggest McCarthy guy in the world, but I don't know, man. This team doesn't really look like it.
No, they don't. They suck.
It's got like Tennessee Titan vibes to it. When you're kind of like with Brian Callahan over there, you're kind of like, dude, do you know what you're doing?
Look,
it makes me wonder if these guys even know how to run practice.
He's a Schottenheimer.
I understand, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
The jump from coordinator to NFL, and it's like, well, now you have to run practice. And do you know how to do that?
Yeah, it's certainly different. It's a different spot for sure. But look, Dak is a good quarterback. I just think
Dak
he's
is a
vastly,
fine quarterback.
He's good. He's
fine.
good. But he's just vastly overpaid. CeeDee Lamb is, I know a lot of people want to put him as a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. He's not my Huckleberry. I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's bad. He's just not my guy. But he's now out for a month, 6 weeks with a high ankle sprain?
Yeah, it ain't going to be good. But that's why you got Pickens. That's why I picked up Pickens, because you needed some semblance of, depth chart, whatever you want to call it, other options.
Sure. And Jake Ferguson is a very good tight end. So you've got some stuff on offense. But we knew even with Micah, the defense was going to be in trouble. And now you don't have Micah, and you just don't have anything.
I know.
There's nothing on that defense. That I will say this, though. Diggs he's a boom or bust player in the sense of he can make big plays, but boy, can he give them up. But I tell you what, the Bears are only 1 and 2, and Caleb has had brilliant moments and, oh my God, what are you doing moments. You know who's been really freaking good for the Bears? Roma Dunze.
Well, yeah. His route running in his hands are awesome.
He had Diggs try to make a play on the ball against him, and Dunze was like, nah, dog, nah. And it's just, and that was what happened. That is what has happened to Diggs so far this season. In every Cowboys game, he has had opportunities to make plays, and this isn't like Diggs is bad. It's that he has gone up against guys that have made plays over him.
Nottingham Forest just went up 2-1.
Yeah, they beat the Giants.
Yeah,
but
that Giants team is not good.
Guess who was covering Neighbors?
Oh, was it Diggs?
It was Diggs that tried to make a play on the ball, and Neighbors went, gotcha, multiple times.
I can sit here and write off this team, can I?
Yes.
I don't have to watch any Cowboys games anymore?
Why would you?
Let's see. Because I'm going to have to. This week, they're the night game.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday night.
They get the
They
Packers,
get the Packers.
and the Packers are coming off a bad loss to the Browns. You don't think they want to
do.
get that taste out of their mouth.
Monday night in November against Cardinals. Back-to-back Monday nights.
Against my Raiders.
Against your Raiders.
But in between, they have the Jets, the Panthers,
and
the
then
Commanders,
a Thursday
and
night
the
against
Broncos.
the Lions.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Another Sunday night here against the Vikings.
It's the Cowboys. They're going to get shoved on the marquee game over and over and over again. But they suck.
Yeah.
They do. They're not good.
I know. I just wanted to ask the question, like, can I walk away from this team? And I think my answer is yes.
Yes. There's nothing redemptive about them defensively.
Dude, I am trying to do less work around here.
Yeah.
So if I can eliminate teams that I don't have to watch, then adios.
And you can also concentrate on better football.
That is true.
There's nothing redemptive about the Cowboys. There's just not.
Great.
And the less I have to hear from Jerry, the better.
That's the truth.
Like I'm just so sick and call me when he sells the team or forgive me, dies.
For those of you listening on the radio, Danny just looked up to the sky.
I'm like
covering your angles there.
Yeah,
huh?
it's like
afraid the big man might look down upon that. Huh?
Little karmic justice. I'm trying to avoid here. I'm not calling for him to die, but it's like
we got 3 floors above us. It'll keep him from the lightning.
But like it's like Snyder with the Commanders.
Yeah.
Like let me know when he's gone.
Yeah, and then we'll know what to do.
Yeah, because what happened the second Snyder left? They got good.
They're really good.
It's
getting your quarterback right helps.
But it's not hard to have a good team in the NFL. It's really not.
It's not hard to be mediocre.
It's not hard. Not even that. It's not hard to just be good.
Yeah.
Now the game is hard and there's luck involved, but there's so many things you can do to put luck in your favor to where you're not inept. And that's what the Cowboys are. They're inept.
Most bad teams have issues that are controllable.
Yes. Now you can't. Here's the thing. They controlled for the quarterback. If you ask 20 teams in the NFL, would they rather have their quarterback or Dak? Those 20 teams would rather have Dak. But the problem was they screwed up the contract.
Set the market for everybody else.
And they've done that at wide receiver. They've done that at running back. They've done that everywhere. They got it wrong with Micah. Like the big things that they can control. If they had just done, it's very similar to the Bengals. Things that you can control for instead of being stupid. You could just get this team could be, if they had done things right, could probably be a 9 to 11 win team.
Right now they're nowhere near that.
They're probably a 5-win team.
You draft a quarterback, Dante Moore.
I mean,
Arch Manning.
Depending on where you're picking at. I mean, you definitely don't want Arch.
Jerry would so do that, though.
He's an Arkansas guy.
Jerry would still do it.
Yeah,
though.
Texas
the
tickets.
name
Yeah.
Manning.
Yeah, and Texas tickets.
He would do that.
You know what? He'd be the guy that would put him in number 18.
He probably would.
He would put him in 18
or 10.
Yeah.
We come back. Is that baseball? The baseball.
Oh God.
We'll toss it to the
Fine.
The Kahuna over
Fine.
there with sports.
I hear they got some tasty burgers.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the Mariners have clinched a postseason berth for the first time since 2022. Their magic number now to win the division for the first time since 2001 is now 1. So all they need is a win over the Rockies tonight or an Astros loss to the A's. Luis Castillo on the bump for Seattle, opposite Tanner Gordon for Colorado. That is a 6:40 first pitch on Root Sports. Some playoff chase baseball this afternoon over on 910 ESPN Portland. The AL East leading Blue Jays hosting the Red Sox. Max Scherzer starting for Toronto. Garrett Crochet for Boston. 4:07 first pitch. Coverage on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 3:30. Over in the NFL, Giants head coach Brian Daboll announced rookie quarterback Jackson Dart, will be the starter for the rest of the season. Eagles outside linebacker Nolan Smith has been placed on injured reserve with a strained triceps. He is expected to be sidelined through Philadelphia's November 2nd bye week. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Russ from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evenings at 7 after Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Cleveland Guardians to get into the playoffs because that would mean the Houston Astros will not. An enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Now we're gonna get Dusty walking in here now. Come on now,
Dude, he can live on that island all he wants.
It is a lonely island
it is
in
a
this building.
lonely place.
Lonely, I'm so lonely.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, dude.
I mean, there's teams like obviously the Lakers and the Yankees and the Cowboys that everybody hates.
Yeah, but his other team, the Patriots, got there. We're just tired of it. But I mean, Tom's an all-time great.
But also the Astros, like, there's
no coming back
no,
from it, man.
They suck.
Don't rip my jersey off. Don't rip my jersey off. Like, there's just no coming back for it. Buck Martinez last night on the Blue Jays Red Sox game. I forget who was on the mound, but they intentionally balked Trevor Story from second to third so he couldn't steal signs. And then Buck Martinez goes, Alex Bregman is one of the best out there when he knows what's coming. It's just like, dude, everybody's keeping receipts.
I mean,
and the Blue Jays have George Springer. Like, everybody's keeping receipts. The idea of just saying, no, I'm not interested in you, I hate you, and go away is absolutely phenomenal.
It's a wonderful thing.
It's pettiness. You know I'm here for pettiness.
Oh, you know it.
And
if there's something that you and I both are definitely here for.
And in baseball, that is, I don't know, man. It's like I always say, you aren't cheating if you're not trying if you're not cheating, but don't get caught.
Because if you get caught,
you got to deal with it. That being said, the Seattle Mariners, I think their number is 2 to clinch the division. Or one if they win. And does Houston have to lose tonight, or they just got to win?
It's
one, so it's any combination.
Yeah.
So if Astros
a win over the Rockies or an Astros loss to the A's.
I wonder what's more likely.
The Astros did just lose to the A's, didn't they?
Well, I know, but I mean, it's the Rockies.
Yes.
I was listening to Swag's update this morning. He was asking if there's enough champagne still in Seattle. Do you do another champagne celebration if you win the division tonight? Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You won the division, and you go full. What's his name for the Cubs? Shota. When they when they celebrated, you saw the celebration, right?
I did. What was this?
He said through his translator, "You don't spray it in the face. You spray it all over your body, so your body can absorb it through your skin."
Oh yes,
and I was like, that seems to be lost in translation, but I'm picking up what you're saying.
Got to. Yeah. I got to try.
You know, he's like. Because and then somebody literally dumped a bottle on his head. And I was like, all right, I hate the Cubs, but that was fun.
Yeah, there's still a lot of unknown. I mean, the Yankees clinched a playoff spot. The Red Sox will most likely do it tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Such a weird year.
I'm into it, dude. I'm so into it.
Did you see Jeff Passan's tweet?
Yes.
Where he said less than a month. Was it
Oh, we're thinking of different Jeff Passan tweets.
He had one. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. I can't because it's locked. But the gist of it was in less than a month, from August 25th to September 23rd, like the Tigers had a 15-game lead.
15.5-game lead over Cleveland.
It's one of the biggest collapses and one of the biggest comebacks ever.
I was hanging out with a buddy of mine last night who's a Tigers fan who was like, absolutely not. We're not even going to the playoffs. This team is done, toast, cooked.
And at one point in time, you could have made an argument that the Tigers were the best team in baseball.
Without a doubt, they had the best record, too.
For probably 2 months.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Jeff Passan tweeted out, if I had to vote for the MVP right now, I would vote for Aaron Judge, and that makes me so sad. Something along those lines. Oh. Yeah. It says, and that makes me feel terrible.
Yeah.
Because he wants to vote for Cal.
Well, I mean, I saw a bunch of Yankees fans like, oh, Judge is better at every stat except for home runs. And I'm like, cool. It'd be great if baseball was played on one side of the field.
Fair.
How many runs?
There was a story that did come out that Aaron Judge couldn't throw a baseball. That is pretty important.
How many runs saved? What's the difference in runs saved between
something real
Cal
stupid.
and Judge? It's got to be astronomical.
Well, it's astronomical because
the value of a catcher versus an outfielder.
Well, and if you look at their overall WARs are really close to each other, and you can't be dominating in all those stats and have your WARs really close to each other without something.
Yeah, it's because the defense, as much as Judge is better on all the batting and hitting statistics, that's where Raleigh is in the defensive statistics.
Yeah.
It's like, there's another side of the field, guys.
I know. I'm going to watch baseball again tonight, and I'm really stoked about it.
There you go. Well, you can.
Cleveland, Detroit at 3:40.
Maction starts next week.
Is that when
The firm of Harris and Meringue is wrapping up for the day,
You want answers?
which means it's time for the closing arguments
I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth!
on the Fan Sports Network.
You can't handle the truth!
105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
All right, that'll do it for us. Bye.
Time to go. Pack it up.
Coming up on tomorrow's show, Seahawks, Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, we'll dive into some sweet Hawk action.
Yeah, I feel we're pretty heavy on college football today, so we might want to balance that out with a little NFL action tomorrow.
A little bit, and then we're going to go hard college football because the NFL slate this week is meh. College football slate is mwah.
I was just about to ask. I haven't quite looked and seen what the NFL slate is. Is it lame? I saw the primetime games are lame.
I mean, Seattle, Arizona is not great. Minnesota, Pittsburgh, not
Seattle,
great.
Minnesota could actually be a good game.
Okay.
It could be a good game.
Washington, Atlanta, New Orleans, Buffalo, Cleveland, Detroit, Carolina, New England, Chargers, Giants, Eagles, Bucks. That's certainly the best game here so far. Tennessee, Houston, don't care. Indy, Rams.
Ooh, spicy.
Can we see? Will the real Indianapolis Colts please stand up? Jacksonville, San Francisco, don't care. Baltimore, Kansas City. I love that game because one of those teams is going to come out 1-3 and I get to point and laugh. Bears, Raiders. I mean, I have obviously personal interest in that. Green Bay, Dallas. Don't care.
Dude.
Jets, Dolphins, and Bengals, Broncos.
Dude, Monday.
Womp,
Woof.
womp, 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 womp.
Woof.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Tomorrow we will also debut a brand new segment that we'll do on Thursdays called 10 Toes
We're
Down.
gonna make Pat Harris be Patrick Harris.
Oh, man, that just felt so bad. Felt so awful. Yeah, 10 toes down.
Pat's 5 toes down. Patrick is 10 toes down.
Where
Or is it the other way around?
we will unequivocally have opinions on things.
It's going to be tough for you.
No, I'll just pick and choose.
You're going to be 5 toes down about with your 10 toes down.
I am. But where I put my 10 toes down, though, will be calculated.
God, that's not a lot of real estate.
Yeah, there might be.
Little Flintstone feet.
Yeah, there might be. You never know.
Little Flintstone feet. I saw somebody that again, stupid algorithm things. These gymnasts, they would put a square of mousetraps outlined.
Oh.
And they would do backflips, and the square would get smaller and smaller and smaller. Look, the stupid human gets hurt in me was like, oh, this is like elite gymnastic jackass. And one's a man, one's a woman, and the dude eats it first, and like 3 mousetraps grab like the back of his heel, and I'm like, oh god! Then she does it and like grabs like 4 of her toes. I'm just like, oh god!
Of course, they're not wearing shoes.
Oh, I mean, they're like little tiny people, gymnasts. But I was just watching that. I'm like, that's you with 10 toes down. You're like, you're doing it. You don't like it.
I know. What if I'm 10 toes down, but like I'm standing on my toes?
Well, that's the thing is the first
like
time.
my heels are up.
They got to the 7th smallest square, and she went first, and she landed, but she literally landed on her toes. Like, and I was like, okay, that's stupid impressive. Like, because her feet barely fit inside this square, but I was like, she landed and stuck it, and then kind of stepped out of it. And I'm like, that's as much as Harris is 10 toes down. Is the toes are down, but the heels ain't touching.
Yeah, I don't think I don't want to be a part of anything like that. I'd rather watch that UCLA Northwestern game.
Give me the mousetrap.
No way, dude.
Dusty still owes getting tased.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is he going to get tased?
What, Russ?
I do not.
Do you remember what that was
I don't
for?
remember what the bet was over. No,
But legal said no.
I do not support somebody getting tased.
I do.
I do not.
I told him like, hey, if we want to do this, we can do this.
That is
In the-
10. That is 10 toes down on absolutely not.
The least shocking thing you've probably ever heard. I have a taser.
Yeah, not shocked at all. Have you tased yourself?
it's right next to the bottle of chloroform.
I have not tased myself. I have been tased.
I hope I'm never
I've been
tased.
tased twice. It's not fun.
I swear to holy sweet whatever you believe in that I never get tased.
I want to make you ride the lightning.
Like my heart is starting to cinch up just thinking about getting tased.
It's a different feeling.
No, it's not. It's an awful feeling. And don't talk to me about it like it's a drug.
No. It's
Go do drugs like an adult.
Oh, like an adult can't just get tased?
No, you shouldn't. It can't be good for you.
I mean, come on now.
No.
Just ride the lightning.
I don't know about that, man.
I want to get you so into on a bet that is the payoff.
Well,
So one of us gets
but a
tased.
taser's like a gun too, right?
Well, you've got the
the one with the string.
yeah, that's a taser.
Like cops got those.
Yeah.
But what about the ones that have the little
little arc.
pincher?
Yeah,
Little, like that hits get the
That-
little electricity line in the middle.
You're not riding the lightning. You're riding a little something less there.
Oh, with that one?
Yeah,
But that's the one you got to like stab
That's
into
a stun
somebody.
gun.
Okay.
Yeah,
But the taser shoots
the little barb. Yeah,
the little barb, and it's attached on a
Yeah.
string. I see the cops with those
Mhm.
ones.
Yeah.
I don't think I want either. I don't want the light lightning either.
I want to. There would be a bet on that.
No, dude, I would never put a bet on it. That's why it just won't happen.
Coward.
No, I'm not a coward.
You are.
No, it's 10 toes down. I'm not interested.
No, 10 toes down. You're a coward. I'm gonna put a poll up. Is Harris a coward?
For not wanting to be tased?
I'm not saying you want to be, but for the punishment to be.
What did I do wrong?
No, for losing a bet.
But I would never bet to get tased.
But that's what I'm saying, 'cause you're a coward.
Oh, dude,
It's not gonna kill you.
No, this is like we're going in circles.
It's mild. It's mildly uncomfortable.
No, we're
and
going.
it's over immediately.
Guys, move on.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
No, I'm not.
See,
I'm not.
nothing.
Russ, can you come in here and help me out?
I'm staying over here.
It's like I'm standing over here on the other side of the glass where the taser can't get to
I
you.
need an adult.
I wish I'd have him bar the room from the outside. Be like, Harris can't get out, and he's stuck in there with Danny with the taser.
I see that Sister Jean is retiring over health concerns at 106 years
I
old.
was saying, is she 11 billion years old?
She's 106 years
She
old.
should not get tased.
Would a taser kill her?
Yes.
Yeah. Would
yes.
it?
Look, I mean, if you know you're going out, ride the lightning one last time.
No, dude.
Woo!
Absolutely not.
God, you're no fun.
I know I'm not fun.
God.
I'm old. I'm tired. I don't feel good. I'm angry.
Think about it from the other side. If you won the bet, you would get to watch me get tased.
Well, I hope you make that bet with somebody else, and I will just be a bystander.
No, see, no, you don't get to watch that.
Someone will videotape it.
No. Skin in the game.
Probably.
Skin in the game.
No, I don't want any skin in the game.
See?
I'd rather watch Northwestern UCLA.
Five toes down.
I'd rather watch UCLA Northwestern.
5 toes Harris.
Hey, tell me about this Bailey kid at Sacramento. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed to have an agent anymore. Right?
Well, no. Ace Bailey had Omar Cooper Sr. as a manager.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll come back, and the Jazz effectively tased him. They said, "Get out of here, bro."
Well, he cost him 3 spots in the draft night, didn't
Well, I
he?
mean, it cost him more than that. He was giving him bad advice after bad advice after bad advice, and then Omar Cooper's son was going to be a coach with the Utah Jazz during summer league, and they're like, "Nah, dog, that's not going to happen anymore." Basically, Danny Ainge went and laid it on the table and said, "We've had enough of this." And honestly, it's good for Ace Bailey.
It's very good
go,
for Ace
Go
Bailey.
get real representation. The worst thing professional athletes can do is hire friends and family to be their representatives. Now, some people are like, what about Kyrie's mom? And it's like,
What about my uncle?
yeah, Uncle Dennis. Yeah. No, go hire professionals.
Yeah, I know, and it's too bad too because like the way everything went down on draft night and all the stuff coming out about it and saying, we won't play for this team, we won't play for that team. Like, welcome to me, like not being interested in rooting for you. Like now, I hope you're a bust.
I don't hope that. Honestly, I
I don't hope that
yeah,
either, but you know what I mean. It's
yeah.
like you're not making it very easy for me to root for you.
No, it's like John Morant Like I love John Morant,
Oh
but
my
he just
God, that is the most true statement.
he
I've
just
heard.
steps in everything and gets in his own way all of the time because he has too many people around him telling him yes.
I love Job.
It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
You have the wrong people around you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why you need tasers.
I don't think John Morant.
circle.
I don't think John Morant needs tasers.
No.
Uh,
He needs to be tased.
I don't think weapons need
Don't
to be
tase me, bro.
need to be in the hands of John Morant. All right, that'll do it for us.
See him do a taser celebration. Just have a seizure, just mid jumper.
Text line's asking, "What do I get if I get tased?" I don't know. I'm not giving you anything. But Danny might love it.
I mean, I might.
I think
kick you-
legal will step in.
I mean, I might kick you a few shekels. Hey, let me tase you.
Big NFL day tomorrow.
Science.
Thanks for hanging out with us. For Danny Meringue, that's Jeff Rust. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I do.
Bzz.